Hi,
Hi.
it's the Weekend Wellness Duo.
Hey guys, how's it going? We are, so I'm Amy with Healthier with Amy L.
And I'm Pauline with Peace Path.
And we're here today. Pauline is going to talk to me about how she does meal planning or grocery shopping.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both. It was one of the things that I really struggled with for years because everybody talked about preparing and making meals and just doing, getting everything all set up. And
Yeah.
I would go to the grocery store, I would buy a ton of food. I would think that I was going to make all these great dinners because I love to cook. And then I never would do it. Or I would find that I wasted a lot of food.
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, I really sat down and looked at, I rewound the tape. What was going wrong? What wasn't making me execute this the way it should? So the first thing that I did was I actually looked at our schedule.
Yeah.
So right now I'm an empty nester. It's just my husband and I. My husband does a part-time job. I do a part-time job. We both work full-time. So each week we look at who's going to be home. So that's the first thing that I do, and I actually write it down
Yeah.
on my weekly sheet.
Oh, that's from the journal, isn't it?
It is from the journal.
I have that journal too.
I just photocopy them, and I actually go through each day and figure out where I am. On Mondays I take yoga.
Yeah.
Tuesdays I take yoga. My husband's at guitar lessons. This week, Wednesday and Thursday, he does his part-time job. And so Sunday, Friday, and Saturday, we're home together, and I try to make those dinners a little fancier and a little more involved. But the other days of the week, they have to be quick and easy.
Right.
And I'm very fortunate because if I can't make them, Bill will make them, which is super awesome.
Fantastic.
So that was the first thing, is kind of realizing that if we were both not home on Tuesday night, nobody was cooking chicken with vegetables and a salad. It just wasn't going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, so it just wasn't realistic. And again, I wish somebody would have told me that 20 years ago. So anyway, that's the first thing that I look
Well,
at.
I mean, it's a really good point because, we'll do a video another time on how I do it with the kids and the family and
Right.
everything. But same kind of thing, that if everyone is going to be kind of out of the house, there's no point in making this fancy dinner.
Right.
You know?
And it never gets done. And then that makes it really easy to go through the drive-through and grab the McDonald's hamburger.
Yeah.
So I check my schedule. I keep it on a Google Calendar on my phone. It's really easy. And then as I said, I write it down and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. And then I look at each day and say, all right, Monday, my husband's home, he has to cook. So I try to make some things that are easy that I know that he can do, or that maybe I could prep before I go off to yoga.
Yeah.
So this week we're going to have salmon and broccoli. And I do a couple of variations through all the WW cookbooks, just different toppings. One of our favorites is, it takes a little bit of prep, but it's cilantro, green onion, chopped up with a little bit of olive oil. It's absolutely delicious. And you just put it over, salmon. Tuesday, since we're both not home, this week we're making Chef Eric's chili, and I will do that on Sunday.
Yeah.
And so I have that. Wednesday he works, so I'm going to make chicken with rosemary because it's something that I can make and save for him for later. The next one is turkey vegetable meatloaves. Again, something that's really quick and easy to put together, and then I can cook it, and it heats up really easily for him. And I do them in muffin tins, so they take about 20 minutes to cook.
So you're cooking something really different most nights. This is very different than how I do it. So because each of these are a recipe that you're following.
Correct.
Right?
I try to make sure that each week I do a chicken, a turkey, a fish, and a shellfish. And then usually one night I throw in an all vegetarian. So just for
That's
something
when I'll
different.
come over.
Yeah, perfect. And the other thing that I do is I try to make sure that when I cook something, I know that I can take it for lunch the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And I plan that out too. And that helps. You know, I'm not great at cutting everything up on Sunday and having it all prepared. Everything that's on my sheet for this week can be prepped and cooked in under 30 minutes.
And it sounds like most of these recipes are from WW.
Every single one of them is from WW.
Do you use other sources to get your recipes or not?
Rarely.
I use other sources a lot.
Yeah, rarely.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I'll go on Skinny Taste.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I will look through the WW cookbook or the app because it's
Yeah.
quick, it's handy,
Yeah, it's right there.
and then I just do a variation on it.
Uh-huh.
One of the upcoming videos that I'm putting on is a chicken dish that's a combination of a couple of their recipes, and again, under 20 minutes to do it.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And then do you do like a big shop for the whole week of all of these things, or do you go multiple times?
I do one shop. So once I make this up,
Yeah.
and this tells me everything that I'm having, I will go through and say, okay, what do I actually need? And it's very handy because it actually has the shopping list
Over here.
piece.
Look. That's what she's having, everybody. And that's just a photocopy from the journal.
Just
Sorry,
a-
I didn't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt
no,
you,
just a
but
photocopy from
yeah,
the
that's
journal,
smart.
which
That's
is
smart.
makes it very easy.
Yeah.
But I'll go through. I mean, a lot of this stuff I have in my pantry, and you probably have in your pantry as well. Sunday night we're having shrimp with mint pasta. It's from the Yes Italian cookbook. Spectacular. I mean, I have served that for dinner parties. Nobody has ever guessed. Actually, I've served all of these meals
You
at
can
dinner
make that one
parties.
for me.
Phenomenal. So I always have a pound bag of frozen shrimp, so
Yeah.
that's in there. What I would need is to get the pasta because it's the specialty pasta,
Yeah.
and I would need to get mint. I don't always have that in there. Salmon I get fresh every week. Broccoli's a staple in our house. Chef Eric, it is, I don't even follow all the beans that they do. I put black beans, the refried, fat-free refried beans,
Yeah.
and then I usually throw a thing of either Great Northern or the Canali beans in there because
Yeah.
I have those in my pantry, so I don't need to get that. Chicken, I buy whenever it's on sale, so I've always got it packaged in, frozen in 2 chicken breasts per bag. So it's easy to defrost, it's easy to find. And the turkey, the cheapest place that I found for 99% ground turkey is Lidl. It's $3.85.
You know, I haven't been to Lidl yet.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I got
Yeah. So I will do that, and then it's just making that list to say, okay, here are the extras that I need.
So about how long does it take you to come up with this? To like look through the recipe books or the app and figure out after you've looked at your schedule first? Because I heard that was the first thing
Yeah,
you
it's
did.
the first thing I did.
So how long does this process take?
So I'm gonna say at this point, because we have a lot of go-tos. We've been doing this for a little while, and I'm gonna say probably about 40 minutes, maybe sometimes an hour, just depending if I'm looking for something new or different. One of the things that I did, and I have to credit you for it, because it was right when I came back and tried to figure out how was I ever going to make Lifetime, is I literally, and this is going back a ways, I printed out 30 recipes off of the website before we even had the app. That's
Yeah.
how long. Printed them out and created my own cookbook from it.
Yeah,
And
that's a
that
smart
was,
thing to
they
do.
were kind of go-tos, and they, you know, like, so many of these are tried and true. They're always in our rotation, so I'm kind of aware. But every time we get a new cookbook, I always scan the app to look for something new and different.
Yeah, I think that's a really good.
But to do this about 40 minutes, and the result of doing it is we're never bored for food. It is rare that we go out to eat during the week. I mean, and when we do go out, it's really, we enjoy. the other thing is it's saved me a ton of money grocery shopping.
Well, and the thing is, you've got to figure out what you're going to have for dinner anyway. You have to do it. This is just putting it all in one time. So it's not 10 minutes every day of
Right.
figuring out what am I going to have for dinner.
And if I'm really having a good week, I will pre-track all of it.
You
Yeah.
score.
Yeah, which is
Really good.
which is really nice.
Awesome.
So,
Thanks.
thank you. Enjoy. See you next time on Peace
Thanks.
Path and Healthier with Amy L.